this peace agreement, I guess, between the U.S. and Russia, not involving Ukraine, puts Ukraine in a very tough spot. And I think you see that with Zelensky's address to the country.
Зараз один з найважчих моментів нашої історії. Зараз тиск на Україну один з найважчих.
My sense is that Zelensky's preparing the country to both to say no to this sort of pressure, and then letting them know that this could be a very rough winter ahead. And I think the country is well aware of that. And I think he was trying to just sort of put the stakes very clearly about where things stand. Number one, what's important for Ukraine, it does seem to recognize that Ukraine is a sovereign country and would be able to exist going forward. And that, I think, is important. The second thing is that it would require Ukraine to give up territory that it currently possesses, that Russia has not conquered on the battlefield. That's going to be an incredibly hard pill for Ukraine to swallow.
President Trump, sir, your message.
The proposal is also confused about whether Ukraine has to recognize territory like Crimea as being legally part of Russia or not, and that's going to be a major sticking point. It also prevents Ukraine from ever joining NATO.
Это акт недружественный в отношении России, это очевидная вещь, и он не укрепляет российско-американские отношения.
It does put restrictions on the size of the Ukrainian military, although restrictions are pretty weak and might be acceptable to Ukraine, but the principle at stake of having Russia put limits on what you can do with your military is going to be quite challenging.
Тут чітка цифра, тому що все це з відеопідтвердженням.
I think what Ukraine is going to try to do is say, look, this is maybe a starting point, but we have a lot of concerns. We're happy to sit down with the Russians and with you and with Europeans and talk about this. And the question is, how does the U.S. respond? So in some ways, the ball is in Ukraine's court, but what Ukraine is going to do is try to play tennis and hit it over to Moscow, back to us. And then the question is, what does the United States do in response to Ukraine? And does that mean the end of the U.S.-Ukrainian partnership? Which
to have the president of Ukraine with us. We've had a lot of good discussions, a lot of good talks. And
Ukraine. She gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.